Hello, this is Valerie McDowell, your writer, editor, author, book coach, and consultant, coming to you live on this February 1st, Write It Out Wednesday, and Black History Month, the start of. And we have a guest today, my guest host with me. Her name is Mila. Say hi. And we shall see if we can get through this because we had an unexpected visitor and we cannot turn down visitors because look at that face. We're like, no, she gets to stay. So we shall see. So today I just wanted to come before you very quickly because this is what we're going to be talking about. And for those who don't know me, I work with writing and time challenged clients, helping them get their stories told, their books published, and their dreams fulfilled. And since 2019, we have published almost 40 books. And so today we're talking about We Are History in the Making. And so is this young one here. She is history in the making. We are history in the making. She found a nice little kitchen utensil there to help her out. But we are history in the making. And the reason I say that is because, our stories are that way for us to continue our history. Just like I will be writing stories for her, that we get to write stories that talk about our history. And I have about 3 ways that we can write those stories. And the first way we can do that is through legacy. Okay. We live in a time where there are still firsts happening for Black people in America and around the world. You may have heard about the first Black female sports agent recently, as well as 2 brothers competing on 2 different teams in the Super Bowl. Both of those are first. So those are legacy stories that can be written. The sports world is already talking about it. You'll be hearing about it from many others. But legacy is one of the ways that we write our stories, that we become history in the making. And then the second way is to correct history. We've had a lot of chatter out here, lots of noise about what is correct, what is true, what is our story. And the thing is, sometimes those stories that are out there are not true. Like there are lots of stories about Black people don't swim, Black people don't go to the national parks, we don't hike, all those kinds of things. But what is missing, and to correct those records, is that for many years, decades, there were laws. There were policies and practices in law that said Black people could not go to these places. And so sometimes to correct the record, you have to write the stories about your family and their swimming activities and their hiking and how they've forged these trails. Because the thing is, when Black people were bought here and enslaved to do the work in this country, they had to clear out all kinds of forests. So they can't be afraid of them because that's where they were. That's where they ended up being, where they had to do all that work. So they were in the forest, okay? They were in the woods. They were in the rivers. They were in the streams. They were in the lakes. So they had to figure it out. And because we are very enterprising people, we absolutely did figure it out. So that was number 2. Number 1 was for legacy purposes, which is why you write your story. And number 2, to correct the record. And then finally, the third reason that we write our stories is because you are the storyteller in your family. Okay, you are the storyteller in your family because many times you're the person who keeps that record. You're the one who has the way to keep the stories together. You might be that griot. You might be that person in your family that remembers, that recalls, that everybody tells the information. You know everyone's phone number, if any of us remember those. But you go and visit, you hear the stories, and you remember them, and you write them down. So that's why it's important for you to be that storyteller, that griot, that orator in your family to keep those stories alive. And so, because we're doing a shortened version of Write It Out tonight, because we have a little special guest today, we just want to make sure that you understand why you need to write your story. You need to write your story for legacy. You need to write your story to correct the record. And you need to write your story because you are that storyteller in your family. So until we see you again, I'll talk to you soon. So you go out there and make some history, all right? She's going to make some history here today. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye.